I don't have any in-ground garden beds in the entire garden, so I'm gonna turn this old banana patch into an in-ground garden bed. I already have irrigation set up over here. I just need to really fix it in there. And I want to amend this whole portion. And then I think I'm gonna transplant a lot of my fall crops in here. When I dig in, this is what the soil looks like right there. Super nice and rich, super, super lovely. And things should grow great here, in theory. Plus, I think this will also help scratch my itch to grow things in ground, because that's something that I don't get to do, gardening in containers. So the first thing I'm doing is just digging out all my irrigation lines so that I can fix them. Okay. So, wait, where is this going? Is there still more? There is still more. Oh my God. Okay, so these are the 2 irrigation lines that I have here, and they'll work, but I think I'm gonna need a few more. So before I do that though, I'm gonna put them off to the side, and I'm gonna start trying to get this to look a little bit cleaner. Geez. Maybe this is gonna be a little bit more difficult than I initially thought. Okay. So first thing is first, I'm gonna start trying to mix in all of this mulch that I have here. It's definitely helped to protect the soil. So I'm just gonna mix it in. And the reason I'm doing that is just because I want to be able to see if there's any pieces of irrigation or anything else that I need to move. But like, even when I dig in, it's super, super easy to do. I also used to have bananas here, so I'm trying to dig in there just to break up any of the corms, because I don't want them to keep popping up here. And then the leftover banana plants, I'm just going to break up with my shovel, and I'm gonna leave them in there to decompose, because I want the worms to start breaking that down. Oh, there should be a couple more over here. Oh, the sun is coming out even more, so I need to hurry. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just don't want any hard chunks in this soil. Oh my gosh. Oh, those are the old banana roots. Okay, so I'm gonna leave those in there to decompose, but Like I said, the only reason I'm doing this right now is because I don't want these bananas to come back. You're not welcome here anymore. They're just not gonna grow well in this area. Not in this area as in Arizona, but just right here up against the wall. So, whew, now that it's a huge mess, okay, let me keep trying to work this area. Okay. Okay, next I'm gonna try to smooth this out a little bit more, and I'm gonna get rid of any super huge roots. I mean, I technically don't have to. I technically don't have to get rid of any of the big pieces. They're gonna break down eventually and just continue to feed and build the soil. But I am gonna come in here, smooth everything out, and then I'm gonna top it with some soil, compost, and sand. I'm gonna use this to smooth it out. Let's get rid of anything that shouldn't be there. Okay, now let me go get a broom and let me start sweeping everything back into that little area. Okay, I'm gonna start sweeping everything into that garden bed. To try and keep things a little bit tidier. Okay. Okay. Next, I'm going to dump a bunch of compost, sand, and this Pro Mix on there. Yeah. And I'm just gonna dust the top. I just want a tidier look, because the soil itself is pretty good already here, but it just, everything just looks so messy. Already that's looking a little cleaner, but I still need to spread it out. Okay, that already is looking so much better. Still kind of messy, but significantly better. And next, I'm gonna go in with my sand and compost. First, I'm just gonna mix these up together. Okay, there we go. Oh. Okay. Okay, now I finally get to use the cool dumping feature on this cart. Oh. Excellent. Whew. Now I just have to spread it all out. Okay, there we go. Doesn't that look lovely? And I'm just gonna sweep these little pieces up, toss them back in there. Okay, now I'm gonna tamp it down just a little bit. Because it's really fluffy right now, which is good, except I don't want a whole lot of air holes. I don't want a whole lot of air bubbles in there. Okay, there we have it. My first little in-ground bed is ready. So now I'm gonna set up drip again. But let me make space over here to get through. Whew. I think I'm gonna run like 3 lines of drip, maybe 2, 3. And one of them is already set up for me, which is this one. That one's already set up, so I just need to add one more. Ugh. Okay, so all I'm gonna do first is stake down the drip lines that I already have. Jesus. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to stake down the drip lines that I already have. That way I get a good visual of where to add my other ones. And I'm using garden staples to secure them in place. Okay. This one over here is a little too long for my liking, so I'm gonna cut it down. I'm just gonna extend it to where I want it to go. Okay, and then I'm gonna chop it. I like to use goof plugs to plug up the ends. That way the water doesn't keep spilling out. And then I'm gonna add a couple more staples just to keep it secure in a couple of places. There we go. Now I'm gonna set up the last line. This irrigation I bought from Drip Depot. I really like shopping there. I feel like the prices are really good and the shipping is fast. So that's where I would recommend to look for drip irrigation stuff. Okay. And I just use like barb connectors and goof plugs for everything else. Okay. Where's the goof plug? Right here. Okay, I'm gonna bring it all the way over. Dun, 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 dun. And then another garden staple. Okay. And there we have it. The irrigation is all set up and I can plant in here now. Oh, the possibilities are endless. I can put cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower. I could do a trellis of peas, anything. I can do root vegetables. I could do a section of carrots, a section of radishes. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, so let me bring my transplants over.